Hey everyone, I'm just here holding my tired baby, but I was thinking about it, and I wasn't going to add this section to my website for a couple reasons, but I decided to for the one reason that I think it'll really help you out. I'm doing it to help out family and friends too. So what this is I want to show you how you can make money online, and I know there's a lot of people that talk about this, and there's a lot of really bad information out there. There's some decent information, but there's a lot of bad information out there. And so while I'm making this, I'm actually thinking about my sister who is going to be doing a lot of traveling soon, and she could really set something up to help her generate an income while she travels. And I'm also thinking of a friend of mine who, oh bless you little guy, I'm also thinking of a friend of mine who really wants to have more than one kid, but can't afford to right now. And so this whole thing is to help people like that out. And also to help people like me out, someone who wants to stay at home with their kiddos and who wants to also help provide a little income, whether that's saving for college, whether that's paying down debts or loans, or whether it's just something to have that's nice for you. I think we can all think of things that we'd like to have extra or we'd like to pay down smaller. Okay, so what this is a system, and before I really dive into it, I want to just talk about how I failed first. So there are lots of excellent free resources out there on making an income online. There's a lot of things you can do. You can build a website and you can sell a product that teaches people how to do something. You can build a website that has great content and sell other people's products that help people or provide value. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And there's a lot of great free resources on how to do it, and I will link to those below. I think those are great places to start. But they're also great places to get trapped. And what I mean by that is, and I can't find the source of this statistic, but it's something like roughly 1 person in 100 that takes any sort of educational training will convert that to actually doing what that training was about, which is kind of a bummer. Actually, it's a huge bummer. So I took all these trainings and I read all this stuff and I learned all these wonderful things, but I had trouble taking action, and I got hung up in a lot of little places. I got hung up in starting a website, getting a domain and a domain host, and so I just had problems, and every time I ran into a little problem, I couldn't fix it. I didn't have anyone there that I could just ask right in the moment, hey, how do I embed this kind of link? Or hey, how do I upgrade my theme or change my header image or do all this other stuff? So what ended up happening was I was doing more research on different programs, and I came across one called Wealthy Affiliate. And I guess it is a product, but it's more a community of people that are all learning and starting to make money online. And I think that's the key point. You don't want to, if you're just starting, you don't need someone who's making $1,000 a week. You need someone that's making $10 a week. And then once you are making $10 a week, you find someone making $100 a week and mentor with them. And once you find someone doing that, you want to just keep scaling it up and scaling it up, if that's what you want to do, or you can just sit back and enjoy, right? So it's a wonderful community full of people that are helping other people out. For example, I spent 2 years working on a website teaching people how to write. That website probably got maybe 5 to 10 different users a week after being around for 6 months. And this website that you're on here, in its first week, I got, I think, about 400 visitors, and I can post the analytics statistics in a different file if you guys want to see it. But I'm at about the 2.5 week mark here. So I'll talk about that. So in about 2.5 weeks, I've had over 1,000 viewers. you can hear the little guy playing behind me. In about 2.5 weeks, I got over 1,000 viewers. And those are viewers, and I'll show the breakdown between users and sessions, and that's actually filtered to remove me and people that access it from my house. so that these are actually, for lack of a better word, strangers or mentors visiting my site and giving me feedback. So it's been around for almost 3 weeks. I'm getting a bit of traction. I'm starting to get a trickle of organic traffic, which means traffic coming from search engines. And I'm totally committed to building this out. So how do you do this, right? The general overarching idea of building a niche site, it's called a niche site. And a niche originally is an ecological term. My background's actually in biology. So a niche is a term to describe where an organism lives and does its work. Like a jaguar, right, lives in the jungle. It has a very different niche than, say, a cactus that lives in the desert. But there's lots of different niches, and there's lots of different places, and there's lots of different things you can do. So originally I was looking for certain criteria in a topic, like it needed to have this many people searching for it every month, and I got hung up on this research phase. But now I have more of an abundance attitude. There's like 2 billion people using the internet. 2 billion people. There is an abundance of people using the internet and seeking information. If you write about something you are passionate about and gather those resources in one place, you will get people coming there. And it could be whatever your topic is. Mine's about teaching kids to read, right? That's something I'm passionate about. That's something I can get excited about. Some other ideas I've seen, there's people that are doing clothing for dogs, training for dogs, nutrition for families or kids, all this different weight loss stuff. Anything that you're interested and you're working on and either you know a lot about or you're having fun researching and learning about, you could do that anyway and make a little money on it. So basically the idea is you get a website and a host. And so you get a website and the website name. You don't even have to start with that. You can just start building your content, because that's the important part. You set it, little buddy. So you get a website and you start building it out. It could be a free one. You could pay for a name. So you could have your own .com. And that costs, right now, it costs like $10.68 a year, right? So it's not expensive. And then you'll need someone to host that. I'll show 2 different options below. I host mine through this wealthy affiliate group. I have a plan, and I think they'll host up to 50 websites for me. And I like it because it provides kind of a centralized area for me to manage different websites, and I can manage them very quickly and easily. So for me, it's worth it to get a subscription through them. I really like it. Otherwise, you can subscribe through something like Bluehost. It's a little bit less expensive. It has a lot less features, but it gets the job done. Okay, so basically, you build a site and you write great content, which means people will come there to read what you wrote because it's really well done, and you're providing information. And if you're like, all right, man, put on the brakes, I can't write really great stuff. And my advice to you is, if you're passionate about something, your writing will be great. I'll say it again. If you're passionate about something, you will have great writing. And that will shine through. There's so many like robotic article writers out there that just sit there and get paid $5 to write a little article, and it's very dry. So if you go in there and you're passionate and interested about something, that will shine through your writing. Right? And if you're worried about editing and stuff, there's people within actually wealthy community that can look over your stuff and give you feedback in exchange for you giving them feedback. So you generate great content, and people start coming to your website because you have great content. So that does take a little time, and once you get there, it's really cool. So people start coming to your website, and then on your website, you can have a resource or product that you made that you can sell them as long as it provides a good value to them, or you can sell a resource that someone else made, something that provides value to your readers. For example, if your website is about books, you can have links to different places that sell the book that you're talking about. And so if someone likes your book or the thing that you're talking about, they can go grab it. And then you can actually make a small % commission on what they purchase through you. So the way I do it is I don't start on the money side of things. So I go through and I look at books. Oh, bless you. Bless you, little guy. Bless you again. So I go through and I look at books that I have and I really like, and I talk to friends and family, and I talk to the people that come to my site, and I look for books that they like, and then I go get those books from the library or whatever, and then I make recommendations based on what I actually like, and I just show people some places to buy those, and if they buy them through me, they don't pay anything extra. That's the crazy part. So if I send them to Amazon and they buy a book from Amazon, I get somewhere from 4 to 6%. I think it could go as high as 8%. Of their total thing they purchase. So maybe you're starting to see how you can make a little money off of this. For me right now, I'm basically just covering my costs, and I'm happy doing that. My site's only about 3 weeks old, but I am making money on it, which is pretty astonishing to me. And so I expect over time for that to go up. And I can post an update later at 1 month and 6 months and a year, and just let you know how that whole thing is going. So anyway, you can start on your own. I think it's a good way to learn more. But if you're serious about actually taking action, the Wealthy Affiliate community has a whole lot of wonderful courses that are super small and bite-sized. Like today, you're gonna do this one single step towards your website, and it's great. You feel accomplished, and you actually get an unbelievable amount of work done. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Oh, good. The baby wants to talk to you. You get an unbelievable amount of work done in a very short amount of time. It's pretty cool. So maybe this is something you're interested in. If it is, I highly recommend you check the resources out below. If it's something you even just have the slightest inclination to do, I would really check it out and just commit to taking one small action further every day. And the reason I say that is the sooner you start, the sooner you can start making money on it. The sooner you can start providing value to people. It's awesome. I love waking up and playing with my baby and being like, all right, we're going to help people learn to read today. And that really gets me excited and fired up. I love doing it. So you could have something like that too. Honestly, I don't spend more than... Oh, bless you, little guy. I don't spend more than an hour a day, probably on average, working on it. Usually when the little guy goes down for a nap, I'll make a cup of coffee or tea. I'll sit down, I'll do a little work on the whole website. It's a ton of fun. And actually the community is a ton of fun to work with. So check it out. And as a little hoorah, thank you for trying it. If you come through it through my link, which will be right below the video here, if you come to my website through that link, I'm in that community. It'll link to my account, and I can show you kind of where I am in that community, and you can ask me any questions whenever, and I'll get back to you. I'll say within 24 hours, but to be honest, it's usually like 10 hours, maybe 8. And if I'm online, I'll get back to you right away. So there's a whole lot. There's like 15,000 people in there at any given time that are answering questions and helping other people get along. They already were right where you are, right? So they probably have the same problems and they can solve your problems quickly. And if for some reason you can't really get it figured out and you're kind of embarrassed, well, you'll have my information too. Reach out to me. I'd love to help you and love to help get you started. So that's the rundown. It was kind of just a freestyle brain dump. I didn't even have notes laying around. I'm actually just pacing and hanging out with my baby here. So if that's what you want to do, if you want to just pace and talk and hang out with your kids and have a ton of fun, or if you want to travel, you said it, little guy, or you want to more aggressively save or pay down your loans, I highly recommend checking this out. So thanks. Have a great day. Keep reading and have fun. This whole thing has been a really fun adventure, and I hope you have a good time.